Many people think the purpose of Buddhism is to escape suffering as quickly as possible. They believe that the best path is to save themselves first and leave the problems of the world behind. Others believe that a true Buddhist should spend every moment helping other people, even if they never find peace themselves. This creates one of the deepest questions in Buddhism. Should you save yourself first, or should you try to save everyone? This is not an easy question. It has challenged Buddhist followers for thousands of years. At first, both answers seem right. If you only care about yourself, it may seem selfish. But if you only care about others and ignore your own mind, you may become exhausted, confused, and unable to help anyone. The Buddha taught that wisdom is needed to understand this question. The answer is not found in choosing one side and rejecting the other. Instead, it is found by deeply understanding the nature of suffering, compassion, and awakening. The Buddha began by teaching that every human being experiences suffering. No one is free from sickness, old age, loss, fear, sadness, or death. Rich people suffer. Poor people suffer. Powerful people suffer. Weak people suffer. Even those who seem happy carry worries inside their hearts. Because suffering is everywhere, many people want to remove it immediately. They search for happiness in money, success, relationships, or pleasure. But these things change. When they disappear, suffering returns. The Buddha explained that lasting peace does not come from changing the outside world. It comes from changing the mind. A mind filled with wisdom is not controlled by fear, anger, greed, or attachment. This is why inner transformation is so important. Some people misunderstand this teaching. They think Buddhism tells people to ignore the world and focus only on themselves. They imagine monks sitting quietly while others continue to suffer. But this is not what the Buddha taught. Meditation is not an escape from life. It is training for the mind. Just as a doctor studies medicine before treating patients, a Buddhist trains a mind before trying to help others. A confused person cannot guide another confused person. A person trapped in anger cannot easily teach peace. Someone drowning cannot rescue another drowning person. This is why personal practice is necessary. The Buddha often encourages followers to examine themselves honestly. Before trying to change other people, they should understand their own thoughts. Before teaching kindness, they should practice kindness. Before speaking about peace, they should develop peace within themselves. Without this foundation, helping others may become mixed with pride, attachment, or the desire to control. True compassion grows from wisdom, not from emotion alone. Imagine carrying a lamp through a dark forest. If your own lamp has no light, you cannot help others find the path. First, you light your own lamp. Then its light naturally helps everyone around you. Lighting your own lamp is not selfish. It is necessary. In the same way, the Buddha taught that developing wisdom inside yourself allows you to become a real source of peace for others. At the same time, Buddhism also warns against becoming trapped in self-centered practice. Some people become so focused on their own progress that they forget everyone else. They meditate only for personal happiness. They avoid people because relationships are difficult. They protect their own peace but ignore the suffering around them. This is another form of attachment. The Buddha did not teach people to build walls around themselves. He taught them to remove the walls that separate them from others. One of the greatest qualities in Buddhism is compassion. Compassion means feeling the suffering of others and wishing to help without expecting reward. It is not based on pity or superiority. It comes from understanding that all beings experience pain just as we do. When you see another person suffering, you realize that you are not separate. Their happiness matters because every life is connected. The Buddha encouraged acts of generosity, patience, kindness, forgiveness, and service. These actions are not separate from meditation. They are expressions of an awakened mind. A person who meditates deeply but treats others with cruelty has not understood the teachings. Real wisdom always produces compassion. Real compassion is guided by wisdom. In Buddhist tradition, there are different paths that explain this balance. Some followers focus mainly on personal liberation from suffering. Others follow the path of the Bodhisattva. A Bodhisattva makes a great promise. They seek enlightenment not only for themselves but for the benefit of all living beings. They understand that true awakening naturally includes compassion. They do not separate their own freedom from the freedom of others. This does not mean that a Bodhisattva ignores personal practice. In fact, they train even harder. They understand that helping others requires patience, wisdom, courage, and inner stability. Without these qualities, good intentions may create more problems instead of solutions. The Buddha also taught the importance of the middle way. The middle way avoids harmful extremes. In this question, one extreme is caring only about yourself. The other extreme is sacrificing yourself so completely that you become overwhelmed and unable to continue helping. The middle way asks us to care for ourselves while also caring for others. These are not opposite goals. They support each other. Think about breathing. You breathe in and you breathe out. Both actions are necessary. If you only breathe in, you cannot survive. If you only breathe out, you cannot survive either. In the same way, personal practice and helping others are like breathing. One strengthens the other. Inner peace allows compassionate action. Compassionate action strengthens inner peace. The Buddha also warned against acting from ego. Sometimes people help others because they want praise, respect, or recognition. They enjoy being seen as kind or generous. Although the action may appear good, the motivation is still centered on the self. Buddhism encourages followers to look deeply into their intentions. Why are you helping? Are you seeking admiration, or are you acting from genuine compassion? Honest self-examination is essential. Another important teaching is that not every problem can be solved immediately. Many people become discouraged because suffering continues despite their efforts. They begin to feel hopeless. The Buddha taught patience. Seeds do not become trees overnight. Inner change also takes time. Helping others is often a slow process. Sometimes your kindness will not be appreciated. Sometimes people will reject your help. Sometimes they are not ready to change. This should not stop you from practicing compassion. The Buddha himself faced criticism, insults, and misunderstanding. Not everyone accepted his teachings, yet he continued to teach with calmness and patience. He did not become angry when people disagreed with him. He understood that each person awakens in their own time. This is an important lesson for every Buddhist follower. You cannot force wisdom upon others. You can only offer guidance through your own example. Mindfulness also plays a central role in answering this question. When your mind is present, you notice the needs of both yourself and others. You recognize when you are becoming exhausted. You recognize when someone nearby needs kindness. Mindfulness prevents selfishness, but it also prevents unhealthy self-sacrifice. It helps you respond wisely instead of reacting emotionally. Loving kindness meditation teaches followers to wish happiness first for themselves, then for loved ones, strangers, difficult people, and finally all living beings. This order surprises many people. Why begin with yourself? Because hatred toward yourself eventually affects others. Learning to accept yourself creates the emotional strength needed to love others sincerely. Self-kindness is not selfishness. It is a beginning of universal kindness. The Buddha also explained that every action creates consequences. When we act with wisdom and compassion, we create conditions for peace. When we act with anger or selfishness, we create more suffering. Therefore, saving yourself and helping others are connected through your daily actions. Every word, every decision, and every thought shapes the future. Many followers believe that changing the world requires changing governments, societies, or other people first. Buddhism begins somewhere different. It begins with the mind. If millions of people develop less greed, less hatred, and less ignorance, the world would naturally become more peaceful. Social change begins with inner change. This does not mean ignoring injustice. It means responding to injustice with wisdom instead of hatred. The Buddha never encouraged passivity. He encouraged wise action. When someone suffers, help if you can. When someone is hungry, feed them. When someone is lonely, comfort them. When someone is confused, guide them gently. But remember that lasting freedom comes from changing the mind. Material help is valuable, but wisdom removes suffering at its deepest root. Humility is another essential teaching. Even after many years of practice, a follower should never believe they know everything. Pride blocks learning. The Buddha encouraged continuous reflection. Ask yourself every day whether your actions reduce suffering or increase it. This simple question keeps the path alive. Gratitude also supports compassion. When you recognize the kindness you have received from parents, teachers, friends, strangers, and even nature, your heart naturally wishes to give something back. Gratitude transforms personal practice into service. Instead of asking only, "How can I become peaceful?" You also ask, how can my peace benefit others? The deepest understanding in Buddhism is that the idea of a completely separate self is an illusion. Everything is connected. Your happiness influences others. Their happiness influences you. Because of this connection, saving yourself and helping others are not truly separate goals. They are two parts of the same path. When wisdom grows in one heart, it spreads through words, actions, and relationships. When compassion grows, it also strengthens wisdom. The Buddha's teachings invite followers to become examples rather than simply teachers. People are inspired more by peaceful actions than by beautiful speeches. If you live honestly, forgive easily, speak gently, and act with compassion, others will notice. Your life becomes a quiet lesson. This is one of the greatest ways to help the world. The question, should I save myself or save everyone, finally changes into a better question. How can I awaken in a way that benefits all beings? This question removes the conflict between self and others. Personal growth becomes an act of service. Service becomes part of personal growth. Neither is complete without the other. The Buddha's path is not about choosing between yourself and everyone else. It is about realizing that wisdom and compassion must grow together. A peaceful mind naturally helps the world. A compassionate heart naturally continues to seek wisdom. Like two wings of a bird, both are needed for the journey. If one wing is missing, the bird cannot fly. In the same way, a Buddhist follower should develop inner awakening while extending kindness to all living beings. This balanced path is neither selfish nor self-destructive. It is a middle way that leads toward lasting peace, not only for one person but for countless others as well.